Hi there YouTubers, welcome back to my channel, Workshop Fun. Today I'd just like to post an update on what I've been doing with my air compressor. So this is part 2 of the second rebuild. Anyway, so as you can see, since the last update I have now refitted the big electric motor. I have also changed the big electric motor's colour to black to match the new pump. I left the red pieces though because I think that looks really cool with the black. Also I had to wire in a new lead, so I'll get right on to that. So we'll start off with the new lead. First of all, there's always a knock-on effect with things. Because I made the right angle here to basically be the electric motor's jacking points, excuse me, I changed where the lead could go to, so I had to get a longer lead in the end from the switch to the magnetic switch, and I relocated the cable gland to over here. Unfortunately it's gone on a little bit of an angle, I don't know why, it's annoying. The thread ain't, but oh well, who cares, it's looking good enough. And yeah, the cable now goes underneath there and out through there and into the magnetic switch area from there. So that was a little bit of a job because I didn't expect to have to change the whole lead, but got there in the end, easy enough. The other thing I've been doing is just touching up the paint, where when I put the electric motor on, I of course had to lift it on, and I naturally scratched a little bit of the green paint getting it on there because it is probably about 60 to 70 kgs this motor. It weighs heaps. I can only just pick it up and put it on there, but boy, it's hard work. Yeah, it's a heavy old beast. For those of you who don't know, this here is a 3 horsepower 4-pole, spins at 1450 RPM, and it's also a repulsion induction motor, which, if you guys don't know what that is, it basically has a DC commutator at the back and brushes, and then that starts up the motor instead of a capacitor, and then once it's up to RPM, then the AC motor takes over. So that's how old motor works. They didn't have capacitors back in the day, so that's how they used to get them up to speed. So that's just an interesting little side note for you, anybody who's interested. The other thing I've been doing is getting rid of the excess paint off things. I did tape everything up, but you can't help but get a little bit of paint off on things when you're spray painting. Just a little tip for anybody who's interested. What I use to get rid of oil-based paint off anything that it shouldn't be on is just cooking oil, like canola oil, rice oil, whatever, because for those that don't know, but water-based paints, water breaks down water-based paints. For oil-based paints, oil does. That just makes sense, doesn't it? So anyway, that's what I've been doing. So I haven't quite got everything, but you know, there's a little bit of green left, but I've cleaned off any overspray off this. It's coming up good. And same with on the stainless steel pipes here. There's a little bit of overspray, and just on the copper pipe I still got some little bits to touch up. The other thing I did today was strictly for decorative purposes. I put this back plate on, and that's stuck on using a very strong adhesive. I'll show you guys the adhesive that I use. If you ever want a good adhesive, it's Sally's 650, and it's fast cured adhesive sealant, and the other reason why I got this one is because it's black. Didn't really want the white stuff. So that was great. So that's all looking rather pretty, and I just stuck that on because even though this motor, the compressor head is way more powerful than the other one, it's actually smaller. So hard case. This one here though is rated at 15.2 CFM. The other one, I would say you would have been lucky if it was pushing 9. So this is a huge upgrade, and I think, as I've said in my last videos, this one will actually utilize the full power of the 3 horse. So that's great. I also wired up a nicer lead to the air compressor. I've had a humongous thick lead on the air compressor before, and I'm keeping that lead aside for my heavy duty oil filled welder, and I've hooked up this lead. This is a 3 core 2.5mm square cable, so it's still good for 26 amps at 220 volts, and the motor at the max is 15, and same with the overload and inside here where the magnetic switch is. So that lead there is never going to get pushed, and it's just a way nicer lead. It's a soft rubber silicon-y based lead. It is what you call just a caravan lead. It's made for your heavy duty plug-in caravans, you know, that require high output. So that's great. It'll certainly do the air compressor. So now basically I'm just waiting for the pulley to come. That won't be till later on this month though. And then once the pulley comes, I will be modifying the belt guard to suit the new bigger pulley. And then after that, I can order the belts. I'll know what sort of size belts I need at that point, and then I'll be able to start this thing. There's not too much work left to do now. The hardest work is over and done with, and I really hope I don't run into any more problems. The only thing I haven't done is the electric motor's ball bearings. They seem alright. They're grease filled ones, and they had plenty of grease in them, and as far as I can tell there's no horrible noises from it, so fingers crossed. If they do make any horrible noises though, I'll have to take the outer casings off the electric motor and pull out the armature and replace the bearings on it. It's not too hard a job, but I just really don't want to do it unless I have to, so we'll wait and see. Shouldn't have to. It sounds good. So I can just turn this on though to show you it firing up. Goes lovely. So the electric motor is all working beautifully. I did pack the bearings with new grease, so it's quite happy. It's got aircraft grease in it. Really good for bearings, of course. So yeah. Wow. That's about all for now. Thanks for watching. Bye.